Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have studied how to create a swing based applet. In today's session we will discuss exploring swing components. Swing provides us with so many different components which can be used to create a very attractive GUI. Swing has a very rich set of latest components which can be used in the GUI program. So today we will go through the list of components which are present in the swing. So let's start. Okay, we have here some of the swing components in the table. The components are J button, which we have already used in our example programs. We have J list, which is used to display a list of items. J table, which is used to display table of contents. Then we have checkbox, radio button, text field, combo box, scroll pane, toggle button, label, tabbed pane, J tree, and there are many more components which are there in the swing. In our syllabus we will be studying most of the components which have been listed in this table, and all of those components are lightweight and these are derived from J component class. So super class for all this button, checkbox, combo box is J component class. All these are subclasses of J component class. So hereafter in our sessions we will discuss these components one by one. In today's session we will discuss JLabel. We have used JLabel in our example programs. So JLabel, it is generally used to display text, but apart from text we can even display an image on JLabel. Okay, so JLabel and image icon. As I have said, JLabel, it is used to display text or even an icon or an image on it. It does not respond to user input. JLabel, it is a passive component. There are two types of components, you can say active and passive. Active components are components which generates events or which responds to user interaction. Those are active components. Whereas passive components are components which do not respond to the events. So those are passive components, and JLabel, it is a passive components which do not generate any events. JLabel defines several constructors. We have different constructors by which we can create a JLabel. So some of the constructors are given here. We have one constructor JLabel that takes an icon as an argument. So you can create a JLabel to display an icon, or you have a constructor called a JLabel which has a string as an argument. We have used actually this constructor in our example program to display string on the JLabel. We have one more constructor which takes string, icon and even alignment as an argument, 3 arguments. So you can display an icon along with a string, and you can even specify alignment of the text. So that is the third constructor. So any of this constructor can be used to create a JLabel. The alignment can be the align argument specifies the horizontal alignment of the text, and the value can be left, right, center, leading, trailing. So any of those values can be passed as an argument for align attribute. Icons are specified by objects of type icon. To the constructor of JLabel, if you see, we have to pass an icon, right? So how this icon can be created? So icons are specified by the object of type icon, which is an interface defined by swing. So icon, it is an interface which is defined in the Swing, and as we know about interface, interface only contains abstract methods and final fits. So to create an image, we have to take help of a class called as image icon. Image icon is a class which inherits, you can say it implements icon interface. So while creating an image, we have to take image icon, and once we create an image by using image icon, that can be passed to the JLabel constructor. Okay, how to create an image icon? We have a constructor here for image icon. You can see here image icon in bracket file name. File name simply specifies the complete path name along with the file name where the image file is located. If the image file is located in the D drive, the complete location of that file has to be specified here. And once it is specified, it will create an object of image icon, and that can be passed to the JLabel. Okay, there are different methods of JLabel class. So some of the important methods are get icon method. By using get icon method, we can retrieve the icon which is there on the label at runtime. Suppose on click of a button, if you want to get the icon from a label, you can read it by using get icon. Same way get text method. Java has the setter and getter method for most of the purposes. So for reading text, we have a method called as get text. For adding text, we have a method called as set text. So for most of the purposes, we have getter and setter methods. Getter methods are used to retrieve, setter methods are used to set. So we have a method, getter method here, get text. This will give us the text which is there on the label. Same way for the icons, we have set icon. So these are the getter methods to get icon and get text. We have a setter method to set icon and set text. At runtime, you can place an icon on the label. There is an icon on a label, you want to change the icon upon clicking of a button or on some other activities. You can change it by using a method set icon. Same way you can set a text at runtime by using set text method, and you can pass a text here. Okay. Okay, let us go through an example program. Okay, this is what we are going to create. We will create an applet along with an image and text by using JLabel. Now here, after all our example programs will be done in applet, not application. Remember, we have seen how to create an applet in the last class. We will be using the applet itself to demonstrate all these components like JLabel, text field, buttons and all. Okay. Okay, let us open the Notepad++. Okay, this is our program. I'll just go through the program. So as we know, we are creating an applet. We have an HTML code at the beginning. Then we are importing AWT and Swing. We have already seen why Swing and AWT is required in the last example program. So we have a class, public class JLabel demo, that is extending applet. We are creating applet, so it is extending applet. And here it is the method init, the first method which is executed, and this is the method which is used to create a GUI. Okay. And while creating a GUI, you can see we have used swing utilities.invoke and wait. So that means we are creating a GUI on event dispatching thread by using this code. We are using event dispatching thread. You can see new runnable. We are creating a thread here, anonymous inner class, which is used to create a thread. And once we run the thread, it will call a run method. And on the run method, we are calling a method called as make a GUI. So make GUI method includes the GUI code. We have seen this even in the last example program. Okay. So what is there in the make GUI now? Make GUI, it is used to create a GUI. So all our code is in make GUI. So this is our method make GUI, private void make GUI. first thing what we are doing is we are creating an image icon. I said we are going to create we are going to display an image with a text by using JLabel. So JLabel can be used to display an icon. Before displaying an icon, we need to create an icon. How to create an icon? By using JIcon class, image icon class. Image icon II is equals to new image icon. In bracket, you have to pass the file name of an image you want to display. So file name here we have specified b1.jpg. If you look at the file name, only the name of a file is specified, not the complete path. That simply means this b1.jpg and your Java file, it is in the same directory. Only in that case you can provide only the file name. Otherwise you have to provide a complete path name. Okay, once you have created the image icon, you can create a JLabel. JLabel j1 is equals to new JLabel. To this we are passing text which we want to display. The text is cute baby. Then the icon which you want to display on the label, and then the alignment, that is centered. So we have used a third constructor if you look at the constructors which we have studied to create JLabel. And once you create JLabel, you can add it by using a method add, so that it will be added on the applet screen. Okay, so this is a program to demonstrate JLabel. So let me save this. I'll save it in F drive, and the name is, what is the name of the class? The name has to be same as the class name. So class name here it is JLabel demo. So we will save it with JLabel demo .java. The file is saved. Once it is saved, we can compile it by using cmd. CMD is open, move to F drive. Okay, here we can compile it by using javac JLabel demo .java. Just wait for compilation. Now it has compiled successfully. We will execute it. As we know, this is an applet, so to execute we need applet viewer space name of the HTML file. Actually HTML and Java, it is in the same file, so I'll give the same name, JLabel demo .java. Okay, now you can see it has executed and it has displayed the text cute baby, but the image has not been displayed. So there is something wrong while displaying an image. So what is going wrong? We'll just verify. If you look at here, we have created an image icon by passing the name as b1.jpg. So first we will check if this b1.jpg exists in the folder. So the file is saved in F drive, I said. So in the F drive we will see if there is b1.jpg. If you look at here, there is no image with the name b1.jpg. So we don't have a image with that name. So image does not exist. So I'll take an image. I'll just check in the picture box if we have any image. Okay. So I'll take this image. I'll just copy it from here and I'll paste it in F drive. Okay, the name is escape here. I'll just copy the text of this image, the name, and go back to the code. Instead of b1.jpg, I'll add a name that escape.png. Okay, that is the image which we have in the F drive. I'll save it again. I'll go back. Now we will compile it again. Okay, execute it. Now you can see it has displayed an image along with the text. You can see a text here, and by default the alignment here it is center. So the text is displayed at the center position. So this is how we can use a JLabel which can display text, image, or even we can display both text and image together. Okay, that's it in today's session. We will stop here. Thank you.